What up, family? CTR Media Network. Yeah. Best in the biz. Yeah. Join the team. CTR is who we are, the media network, that's the best by far. Whether you listen at your home, at your job, in your car, come get the information that's needed above par. Never lasting, motivational podcasting, giving you the answers to the questions that you asking. Serious talks and topics, how to come up and profit, how to better yourself, your health is here. We got it, reaching 350 million, they tuning in. We in 50 different countries, we all can. And like-minded, find your purpose and your assignment. Come get your fix, your feel, your mental alignment. Get active and speak to the masses. Build your influence all levels and all classes. Now you know you can monetize and grow. CTR Media Network, start the show. CTR Media Network. CTR Media Network. CTR Media Network. CTR Media Network. CTR is who we are, the media network, that's the best by far, you know. CTR Media Network. CTR Media Network.
Hello, everybody. I hope that you guys are doing amazing. I am Dr. Tina J. Ramsey, your morning motivation powered by CTR Media Network. And this is just a special segment that we do in audio and or video to make you think, give you some motivation, share some tips. Also, to be very transparent to help you on your life, your business, or your career journey. Yes, and yes. So today, on this morning, on this beautiful, beautiful Friday, my goodness, this week started off pretty slow and then it just expedited. And so now we are here and it is Friday. And with this being literally the first week, or well, not really first full week, but starting off the month of January and our new fresh restart of 2025, I want to come today to really help you guys in regards to if you have a problem with planning. Okay. So if you have a problem with planning, this episode is definitely for you because I'm going to share with you my 4 steps on how I actually plan out a successful year. And even if you're doing it starting from today, you still you're ahead. Now, I personally plan out everything for myself in the last quarter of the previous year. But you still have enough time to get everything done right now. So before we get on into planning for 12 months of success, my 4-step blueprint, I want you guys to let me know where you're tuning in from. Yes, and yes. So where are you tuning in from? Because we are live. We are live. And I see you out there in the views. And I want you to know that you can be involved because I do see you. And I appreciate each and every one of you. But we do want to give a shout out to our partner, Swag Her Magazine. We are actually broadcasting over there as well to almost, if not already, 300,000 people just over there. And that's not including our 300,000. And that's not including the TV side and the podcast side that we have. So thank you for tuning in. We have Mr. Rice in the building saying hi. I know it's super early, you guys, but Listen, ironically, I haven't been to sleep yet because guess what I did? Something silly. At 10 p.m., no, 9:30 p.m., I drank some coffee. And let me tell you, I've been up ever since. You hear me? Anyway, that's a whole different story. We'll get on that on another day. So what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and jump right in to how you can plan your successful 12 months with my ironclad blueprint, 4-step blueprint. It's just 4 little steps. So you'll be able to manage and do this. So if you want to make 2025 your most productive year and successful year ever, then these are some of the keys that I'm going to give you in order to plan. And today I'm literally going to break it down, my exact blueprint, and I'm going to help you map out these 12 months of growth, opportunity, and impact. And you can follow along with it step by step. And if I have enough time, I will do my best to have a member of my team when they come back on Monday, create a blog specifically for this on CTRMedianetwork.com. But of course, you can always listen to the replay. And this, I never really thought about how important it is to really, growing up and even in school, you always hear about planning. And to be honest with you, for the most part of my life, I operated by the seat of my pants. And if you don't understand that terminology, hey, Mary, welcome to the live. That means that I kind of like went with the motions, went with the wind. I had an idea of what I wanted to do. I kind of mapped out and said, hey, on this day, this date, this time, I have to do this. And I do it in my head. So that's what I used to do. But one of my mentors put me to the side and said, no, you have to stop working outside your head. She said, I cannot believe that all this time you have been working in your head without writing all of these things down. I don't even know how you did that and the fact that you've been able to have so much success by working in your head. I mean, I developed a skill. And so it really was a push for me. Hey, Amon, how are you? Let me go ahead and pop it up. Hey, everyone. Happy day. Happy day. And it was really difficult for me to learn what she called a brain dump. And it was very difficult for me. But now I see the benefit of getting everything out of your head and writing it down. Okay. It is something about writing it down, make it plain. Even the Bible speaks about that. It helps things to happen. It also keeps you accountable. And it's something about writing pen to paper or even having it typed out that you can see what it is that you need to do and what you haven't done. And nothing don't fall by the wayside. So the very first thing that I do with my 4-step blueprint to success, every time it's time to plan a 12-month year, what I do is I reflect on the previous year. So what was it that I did well when I look back on the previous year? What was it, or what are the things that I feel like I didn't do as good? Where are some places where I need to get help? Like, what was some of my biggest wins for 2024? What challenges did I have to deal with that really kind of threw me off? And how can I improve that so if it happens again, it won't have the same effect? Where did I see the most growth, whether that's in my personal life or professional life? Because I base everything on both parameters. Because the thing is, no matter what you're doing, you cannot separate your professional life completely from your business or from your career, because what's going on in your personal life 9 times out of 10 is going to affect you either directly or indirectly in your professional or your career some kind of way. Because I mean, you're the same person. You're going to carry those things, those issues, those problems with you everywhere. You might be able to mask some of them, but you will not be able to mask all of them. We have Zena in the building. Light says she's cooking. So thank you so much for listening to us as you are cooking. And then I think about what habits or processes that I need to improve. So I think about that before I even get started. Like, what do I need to improve on? And be honest with yourself, because no one does everything to the top level of their highest expectations initially. You know, some things you're just not naturally good at, just like me. Some things I'm good at and some things I'm not so great at, right? And so where do I need to improve? Do I need to take a course? Do I need more mentorship? Do I need to actually hire someone to do that? Do I really want to do that particular operation or whatever like that, right? And so you need to think about all of that. Hello, huge unit. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And so that's what I do first. That's step one. So let me go back to step one when you're planning out your 12 months of success with my 4-step blueprint. The first thing you need to have a reflection of the previous year. Really be honest with yourself before you even get started with planning out your 12 months. What worked, what didn't work, what you need to change, what you need to expand on. What were some of your biggest wins from the previous year? What was the major challenges? Where did you see the most growth and how can you do it, make it better? Where did you see where things fell slow or wasn't too much growth? Should you implement more strategies, or should it be something that you just say, oh, this is just not going to work? And then the other next thing is what habits or processes that you personally need to improve. And so I want to encourage you not to use a digital journal or a digital electronic device. I would really encourage you to get a journal or you're going to need a journal, which you can use a notebook, a regular standard notebook. You don't have to make it expensive. And get you a planner, whichever planner that you like. But the first thing you need to do, you need to write this stuff down in your journal. Self-reflection, okay? Now, step two, after you get all that done, the next thing that you need to do for step two is define your big vision for 2025. I mean, I don't want you to have something that's small. I want you to think bigger. Whatever it is that is your biggest goal, your biggest desire, your biggest achievement that you would like to accomplish in 2025, I want you to think of that, and then I want you to go 100-fold more. So I want it to blow your wildest dreams, whatever that is. All right. And challenge yourself to dream as big as your mind will allow you to dream and have the biggest vision. Now, this is very important because when you have the power of a clear vision, you will be able to make the plan, write it down, make the plan, and make it plain, right? You'll be able to do all that. But if you don't know where you're going, think about this. If you don't know where you're going, if you're traveling on the road, then really, how are you going to get there? I know we have GPS and all this stuff like that, but just imagine, let's go back some time where we didn't have all that. And then you had to rely on either a map that did not have something that will reroute you if you get lost, or you had to depend on reading signs and hoping that everything is the same as you travel that road with no detours. So you need to make sure that your vision is very, very clear. You need to create that bold vision for this year. Next, you need to do visualization. What is that? After you have a clear vision of what it is that you want to achieve, what it is that you want to do, then the very next thing is that you need to do these visualization exercises. What are they? Imagine yourself already achieving the biggest dream, the biggest vision that you just thought of, and it actually has already come true. How would you feel? What would you wear? What would you eat? How would you look? Where would you be? I want you to go down to the smallest little minute detail of how that will feel, how that will look for you. Hello, Curtis. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the live. That's my honey bunches of oats. All right. So, after you do that, I want you to look at everything that you have already written out. What milestones did you hit as you achieve that? This is, remember now, you're still visualizing. This is the visualization exercise. And how does that make you feel? The next thing is that you got to have the action. So I want you to write down 3 to 5 overreaching goals for the year. Now, these goals have to be like so grandiose, like going to the North Star, touching the North Star, going to the place where the North Star is if you're not currently in that location. I mean, it has to be so like far-fetched that it feels like it almost has to be a dream in order for this to come true. I mean, I need you to reach out as far as your imagination can take you so that you can be able to define your biggest vision and goal for 2025, because you're going to need something really high to obtain so that you can work towards it, because it's a whole lot of small and mini goals that you're going to have to go through in order for you to even get to that finish line. So you'll still have that motivation. Now, step 3. Yes, step 3. Now you need to break it down in quarters. And I'm not talking about the cents quarters. I'm talking about the year. We have 4 quarters in a year broken down into 3 months. So it's 4 quarters in a year, 3 months per quarter. So I want you to focus on your 90 days. What are you going to do each 90 days? And write that down. Write down the things that you want to do, right? And also give yourself wiggle room for when things may not go exactly as planned. And how are you going to overcome the mental strain, the mindset for you to keep on going even when you're tired, to keep on going even when you're not motivated, to keep on going even when you don't have any support, to keep on going when you have not reached your financial goals that you had set for yourself, to keep on going when you don't want to go anymore. That is very, very important. So how do you do it? You take each of your quarters and break them down. It's 4 quarters in a year, 3 months per quarter, so that's 90 days. Then you need to write down your goals for, I do mine in Qs. So Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. And what I'm going to do, and some of these things are based upon the season, because some of the things are seasonal that you have to do during a particular season. If you have a job or if you have a career that requires you to travel and do various different things, you have to take into account the season, what's going on during that time, so that you can map out your successful year based upon the needs and the wants of the people of which you are serving. Because at the end of the day, your business, and even if you work for someone else, it's about that employer. So how can you, or what can you do to be more productive? What can you do to make sure that as you are making an impact in their lives, that you are equally making yourself happy as well? And so that's where the journal or the notebook comes in handy for you to be able to sketch out these quarters, write down some personal goals that you want to have. And as you reach those goals or those milestones, check them off. It's something very therapeutic about being able to check off things that you have accomplished on a list. I mean, it's just something that's very therapeutic about that. And so, and it also helps you to see the progress that you've made, because you will hit bumps in the road where it's not going to go as smooth. Okay. And so, what is step number 4? Step 4 is monthly action plans. Yes, monthly action plans. What is that? Even though we already have quarterly plans, it's very important that you do a monthly check-in to see how you are doing and how you are progressing based upon the personal goals as well as the business or the career set goals that you have for yourself. And so monthly planning and checking is very essential for your success and for your growth, because it really bridges together the daily tasks that we have that we feel that are mundane, that actually helps us build to the big picture goals that we love to celebrate. Okay, and so how do you structure that? Well, you set three main objectives for each month that aligns with your quarter. So you can break those down into weekly tasks. You can have your goals. You can have how you want to collaborate. And you can also write how you want to take action on whatever it is that you're doing. You can create deadlines for yourself to make yourself be accountable based upon your goals, having a time frame instead of just having a whole lot of different things written down and you don't have any expiration date, because having a deadline actually motivates you to in order to get things done. Why do you think we have expiration dates on food and everything, other than people trying to make more money, because that's a whole different situation? But also having deadlines on projects, because it put a sense of urgency for you to use a particular product or service because you know it's going to expire, which means if you put any money in it or time or effort, if you don't use it then you lose it. It also, like I said, provide that sense of urgency, knowing that the clock is ticking. And if I don't get this done, then I won't have the ability to be able to complete it because the time has passed. So it means that you don't get another go at it, right? And so what type of deadlines are you going to set on yourself so that you will make sure that you finish XYZ? If you're collaborating with other people, what kind of goals, what kind of initiatives, what kind of things do you have written down? When I collaborate with anybody now years ago, I would just take the old fashioned handshake, word of mouth when I collaborate. Uh, but now, when I do deep collaborations, we write everything down. We talk about it, we negotiate on what we will do, what we won't do on both parties, and then we write it down. Why? Is because it keeps everything clear, precise, and plain. Everybody know what they are supposed to be doing, and if they get to the point where they don't remember what they're supposed to be doing, we have it written down in black and white. It's a reminder and it's accountability, and it keeps everything moral and ethical. It keeps everybody aligned and on the same page. And it also lets you know when you look at the calendar and you know you have to get something done by by the end of the year, or something done within 3 months, and it's the third month, that you need to go ahead and get it done. You should have been have it done, but you know what I'm saying. And so it just creates that sense of urgency. So you can do this to help, like, for example, set goals like if you're on social media and you want to grow your audience, what are some things that you can do to help grow your audience at least 10% more um, each quarter? So what are some things? Now, some people run paid ads, but if you don't want to run paid ads, what are some other things? You can write blogs. You can uh, take your long form content and put it in short form content to have a different delivery. You can have audio and video. You can send out emails. You can do different type of giveaways. You can do newsletters. You can do social media posts. It's so many different ways that you can post more. You can go live every day, whether audio or video. It's so many different things that you can actually do in order to grow your audience at least 10% each quarter. And in some cases, depending on the algorithms at the moment, if you're doing organic growth versus paid ads, if you're doing organic, you really, it's a science to it to be able to do it organically, because you have to really stay on key to what's going on with the algorithms and all that other stuff like that. But needless to say, you still can grow. And how do you know how you can grow without you having to count every single view, every single comment? You go and look in your back end of your Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, which is usually called your dashboard. Okay. And you can see your impressions, you can see your data, because it collects it. It'll also let you know which post was your most popular post for the last 28 days. And that will let you know, in percentage wise, how much did you really grow within one quarter based upon collecting that information. Happy day, Swag Her. Like I said before, you guys, at the beginning of this live, this is one of our amazing partners. You will see our content streaming on their platform and their content on our platform. So make sure to go check them out. Today, if you are a business owner or entrepreneur and you are seeking more visibility, we're not the only, what was that? I was gonna say the rodeo something, but I can't remember. It's too early in the morning. We're not the only people that's in media. Now they specialize in PR. We specialize in podcast and TV distribution, and we do our own magazine and blogs. But that is what they do. Okay, so go check them out. They've been doing it for a long time, and they do it very, very well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Remember, you guys, to like this video and also subscribe if you haven't already, because we are soon going to start rolling out our giveaways, and the only people that's going to qualify to be able to participate in our free giveaways will be ones that's already a part of our email list, as well as they're already following us on all social media platforms. And how we know if you're following? Of course, we can check in our database, but also commenting on the post, like, following, sharing, and subscribing, engaging with us, because then we notice you. Okay, we notice you. It's certain people that follow us on our social medias that I know by name, because they always make sure I see them. And so if you want to stand out in the crowd, you stand out in the crowd, not by being a part of the crowd, but by doing things that make you stand out. Commenting, liking, following, subscribing, engaging, because we love talking to you. We love reaching out. No, okay. I can see that we have one of our CTRMN network team members in the building. Let's see. Not the only rodeo in town, just the one you can't miss. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. And that's the CEO of Swag Her. We have, yeah. I'm sorry, I got another message that was offline. Y'all be commenting. Y'all be sending messages offline too. Listen, while I'm online, send it online now, unless it's personal. Now, if it's personal, you keep sending it private. You're welcome. You're welcome. And so, the next ones, let me give you another tip to do the weekly and daily planning. So what helps me is that on Sunday I prepare for the week. Even if I have my whole calendar written out, like right now I have my whole contents planner written out for the entire 2024. But even though I have prepared it and have everything out, everything that we're gonna do for 2025, I meant to say not 2024, 2025. There are still some things as time go on, we see that we may need to adjust, or we can make better, or we need to take it off the plate and add something else in the place of it. That's why it's always good to do that weekly and daily planning, because sometimes you may get a meeting that you didn't already have, or you may have to do something that you had not already planned to do, and you have to write that in. And so it's just something that you can do that I have found very beneficial. So this is called, if you want to know what it's called, like the terminology is called micro planning. So what are some tools that you can use? What are some tools? So before I go, I'm going to share with you guys a couple of tools that you can use for this planning, for those of you who do like to use digital products, which I do. I use a combination of both, but I still like, I see the power in writing things now, and I say it like that. So some recommended tools is Trello. I know a lot of people talk about Slack, but for me personally, I'm a color-coded kind of girl. So I like to have my things color-coded and organized and then laid out where I can see it. That's just the way that my brain works. Even when I was in college, in high school, I used to have highlighters, and I highlight things in different colors for the exact same subject, because it triggers my brain. Different colors and stuff trigger my brain in different ways, right? I like my stuff nice, neat, and color coordinated. But you may not be like that. But whatever way it is, the reason why I like Trello is because it gives you the opportunity to be able to have your blocks nice and mapped out and color coded, and then you can take things and move them around. Because sometimes with me, I'm thinking and I'm like doing a brain dump, and I'm dumping all these things out, and then it's not in order. What I have last need to be first, and what's in the middle need to be to the bottom. Where it allows you to move things around so that you won't have to start all over from scratch. You can also make some boards private, some boards public, where you can actually add your team on it, and they'll be able to be onboarded. For your staff, it's very good for your staff because they have a free version, and then they also have a paid version, but it's, last I checked, it's not even over $20. It's very, very good. Like it. Every team member that have ever invited in on the Trello board, they love it. They absolutely love it. Of course, if that doesn't work for you, you can always use Google Calendar. And if you have just a regular personal Google email, you can use Google Calendar. But if you want to take it to the next level, you'll get Google Workspace, which is a paid version of Google, and then it opened up all eons of different things that you can actually do with Google in itself. The next thing, so those are some tools that I personally use myself. I am currently learning how to work some of the new little gadgets that Google has add on, dealing with AI and all these other things, because I do have Google Workspace, and they let us beta test a lot of different new products and all that stuff like that. And so I'll let you know what I think after I use it for a while, because I'm actually still learning it. But those are some things that I actually do. So to wrap this up, what is my like 4 steps for success in regards to planning a successful year? Number 1, reflect on your previous year. Make sure to be honest and transparent with yourself. What worked, what didn't work, how did it make you feel? What were some of your biggest wins? What were some of your biggest challenges from the previous year? What habits you need to improve on? What habits you need to drop? Then step 2 is to define your big vision. And this is going to be something that may be challenging to some people, because we think big, but I want you to think bigger than that. And then after that, I want you to use the power of having a clear vision. I want you to write it down, make it plain. Then I want you to take the time to use your imagination to visualize with the visualization exercise, to see yourself already achieving that mega goal that you have in your mind, seeing yourself hit that goal, seeing yourself putting yourself in that winning circle. How do it feel once you reach that goal? And then you work towards it. And make sure that you write these goals down. and be accountable. The next thing is for step 3, you have to break down your goals, okay, for the year. And how can you do this? Because it's not a good idea to try to take on and eat everything all at one time. You have to take it in bite-sized pieces. So you break everything down into quarters. Okay, 4 quarters in each year, unless it's well, it's always 4 quarters in each year, but sometimes it's an extra month if it's leap year. But 4 quarters in each year, and it's 3 months per quarter. So you break it down into 90-day intervals. And then you can map out how you want to hit certain milestones and what you're going to do. And I will also add, once you make those certain milestones, or those little goals, celebrate. Sometimes I take myself out to dinner. Okay, sometimes I buy myself a new shirt. Whatever it is that make you feel good. Listen, this year I'm gonna take me a day off to celebrate stuff. I'm gonna give my body a whole lot of rest. That's what I'm gonna do. Okay. And yeah, and don't forget to write down and celebrate your milestones and check it off, because then when you do hit those little bumps in the road, you can go back and see how many things that you have already achieved, and that will motivate you to keep on going, even when it's not easy to do so. The last thing for step 4 is my Sure Power blueprint to success, and you can do this every single year. Is that you need, after you already did all these quarterly plans, you need to make sure that every single month you do that accountability, go back to see what you hit, how you can bridge the gap between the daily tasks and the big picture goals. Then you can set those 3 main objectives for each month that align with your goals. Okay. And then you set those smaller goals on to be able to be tangible, on like, okay, how can I really know that I'm growing? So you can put a percentage on, you can put, I want to be able to have 10 more followers by the end of the next quarter, 100 more followers, or I want to make X amount of dollars, or I want to be able to graduate from a certification course. Whatever that is, you make sure that you write that down so that you can be able to measure your goals and your success, okay? And then you can create some deadlines to make sure that you have some strong accountability. Because when you have deadlines and expiration dates, trust and believe, you are going to work harder because because you're in the expectation of, okay, and you're not going to be lackadaisious or saying, oh, I have all this time. And then the last thing is some free to inexpensive tools that you can use if you are a person that do not like to write everything down. They have Trello. Of course, we have Google Calendar. You can also use Google Docs. That's going to appeal to you. What appeals to me, I'm a visual person, and I like colors, and I like organization, and I like simplicity. Okay. And so Trello speaks to me in that because it's very simple, it's very organized, it's not too busy, and it gets the job done. And so it works very good, and it's free. And then when you go up to the pay plan, it's not expensive. So figure out what it is. You can just Google tools and resources that you can use in order to keep yourself on task when you're building out a successful 12-month planning period. Okay. And that will work. It just popped up in my mind. Monday.com is one that people use a lot. I use that for years when it first came out. I liked it, but of course, Trello is what I like the most. Slack is what I like the least. I know a lot of people love Slack to work with their VAs and everything like that. That is not my choice. It's too much going on. I'm in Slack because I'm a part of a lot of different organizations, and it's too much going on in there for me. Too much. But whatever floats your boat. If you like Slack, use Slack as long as you're being productive, but that's just not for me. So the goal of this is to use whatever will help you be efficient and consistent. Those are the words. Whatever will make you efficient and consistent. On that note, she said it's a lot going on in Slack. Girl, yes, a lot going on in Slack. My Slack, like I have some BAs that's the only place that they're accustomed to based upon their location that they can use, whether they can use effectively. And anytime somebody say, Tina, Dr. Tina, what's your Slack? I'm like, oh, not Slack. Now I'll use it if I have to. But if I don't have to, and I can divert somebody and say, listen, go over here. Let me divert the waters over to another platform. I will. I will. But yeah, fancy, but yeah. Love it, love it, love it. Not Slack. So on that note, you guys, I want you to have a great, amazing rest of your day. Remember, uh this was basically my 4-step blueprint to how I actually plan out a successful year. And these are the steps that you can actually break it down. I meant to pop those up as I was talking, but hey, this is live. This is not pre-recorded, so it ain't gonna go the way it's supposed to go. She said, I feel you. Oh, I'm not the only one. Okay. And people be like, why you ain't on the Slack? I'm like, listen, I done told y'all. Slack go on that same list for me that Clubhouse do. Now, I'm not saying that Clubhouse a bad place to be, because a lot of people use Clubhouse. And the matter of fact, when Clubhouse was popping and booming a couple of years ago, I went out because I was an Android for life. I went out and bought an iPhone just so I can get in on the action, honey. But let me just tell you something. It's so much going on Clubhouse. Every time I turn on Clubhouse, some notifications be just binging all day long. I can't even go to the bathroom. Bing, 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 bing. I can't even go in a room. Ooh, Dr. Tina. I'm like, whoop, that's too much. Too much for me. Too much. I have to go on Clubhouse in segments. I can't do it regularly. It's just too much mental overload for me. And for people who know me, you know what I'm talking about. I'm like, too much mental overload for me. I will tune out. You be like, Tina, Dr. Tina. And I'm like, I'm out to lunch. My brain just went out to lunch. It's just too much going on over here in the Clubhouse because I'm a part of so many different organizations, and it notifies for different things. I don't know why I notify everybody when I'm on there, but Lord, it's just too much. So I go on there in spurts, just like I would do Slack, only when necessary. It's a great platform, but it's just not for me. No, I didn't know back in the maybe about 3-4 years ago, Clubhouse was popping. Because you remember only people that could get on Clubhouse was people who had iPhones. And if you had an Android, you couldn't get on it. I went out and bought an iPhone, girl, just so I could see what was going on and get on there. And oh my goodness, it was so much. But now it's not for me. It's not for me. I just go on there when necessary, like when I have to go do public speaking, or I have to someone ask me to come in and speak or whatever like that. Or I see something interesting that I want to personally learn. That is the only way you'll see me there. And I'm very limited. I go in there for just that, and then I leave because my Clubhouse go crazy. And I don't even have a large following over there. But when they see me over there, oh, Dr. Tina, she here. I'm like, oh, I wish I can go incognito mode when I go over there, but I can't. Because I be like, Lord, it's That's too much going on for my brain. It's overload on Clubhouse for me. But some people love Clubhouse, and more power to you. But that's just not my place that I love. I see the benefit, but it's just too much for me to manage. It's just too much. Too much. Certain platforms I just do very little on, and that's one of them because of my mental stability, honey. That ain't for me. Only when necessary. And so, but that is what I do in how I plan out my year. And of course, you need to be flexible because there's some things that you will have to adjust your schedule, and you're gonna have to be okay with that because life is going to be life and it's going to do its thing. You got unexpected things that's going to come up that's going to just throw your whole little perfectly manicured plan out the window for a month, a week or two. And you're going to just have to learn how to pivot, move, and don't let it stress you out. And just go with the flow. So on that note, you guys, you have a great, amazing rest of the day. CTR Media Network is giving away some freebies to you guys. Yes, we have 2 audio courses, little short audio courses to motivate you. One is about not allowing fear to stop you. The other one is about the power of mentorship. That's absolutely free. We also have an ebook that's available for you for absolutely free. And you can get it at ctrmnetwork.com. You just click go to resources, click that, and then scroll down and then tap on the store tab, and you'll see all of our stuff that we have available. But we did include those links in the description of this video. All of those should be in the description of this video. If not, you just have to go through our website. But anyway, the PDF is everybody's talking about podcasting. They want to start a podcast. They had it on their mind, but this is the year that they decided that they're going to make sure that they do it. But before you jump into podcasting or TV streaming or all the things that's dealing up under the media umbrella, you need to know what you should do before you start a podcast. So everybody telling you how to start a podcast. I even have a book about the power of podcasting, unlocking tips and strategies for podcast success that tells you all about how to be a successful podcaster, following my blueprint of how I've been able to do this and also turn it into a full-fledged business and career. So I tell you about all that, right? But what I have found out from public speaking and coaching and helping people with visibility and with podcasting and TV is that before you even get started, it's some things that you need to get map out first, okay? Before, so everybody telling you what to do now, I'm telling you what you need to do before, and I'm giving that away for absolutely free, okay? So you guys can go to the website and check that out. Check that out on today. Make sure to download the CTR Media Network app on your Apple devices or your Android devices, and make sure you download our CTR Media Network app on Amazon Fire TV, Roku TV, Android TV, and Apple TV, where you can watch our content creators 24/7, 7 days a week. And we currently have 12 channels, and we would like to welcome officially the Herpreneur Network to our platform. Love it when other people come together and big powerful networks like Swag Her and the Herpreneur Network. We all come together and do some amazing things, and Black LinkedIn, and how we just pulling together to make a positive impact in the world. So thank you for following. Thank you for subscribing, and make sure to check out the new episode that we just dropped for Audio Wave. That's going to be coming. It's going to be premiering at 8 a.m. today, if I'm not mistaken. It's either 8 a.m. or 8:30. Speaking about the honey scam that's going on with PayPal and all of that with content creators, and allegedly, let me say that, allegedly, and dealing with coupons and all this other stuff like that. Well, I can't go into it. You're going to have to listen to the podcast. I heard it already because, I have the privy to be able to hear this stuff before you do. And it was like, whoa, this is what's going on. This how y'all do? For real, this going on. So make sure you stay tuned for that audio podcast episode that's going to be dropping this morning at 8 or 8:30. One of those. You'll see it when you go to the video section to see exactly the exact time. But it is very, very interesting. Very interesting, and make you really, really think. Because I didn't even think about this with affiliate marketing and all that. So I will talk to you guys later. Go to CTRMNetwork.com. Have a great day. This has been morning motivation, and hopefully I'll come back over the weekend. If not, I'll start back fresh Monday through Friday. Have a great day. Bye.
Dreams do come true. I am showering on Netflix.
What I wish I knew when I started podcasting: how to get an awesome website in minutes. No technical knowledge, no problem. Podpage is designed for podcasters, not developers. Build a professional website in minutes, no coding required. Focus on your podcast, not your website. Join over 30,000 podcasters who trust Podpage to showcase their shows. It's easy, it works, it's made for you. Visit CTR Media Network and scan the QR code to get started now. Podpage, build it, love it, share it.